Oh, hello, everybody. How's it going? How are you all doing today? Good to see ya. Alright, I've confirmed the audio should be working on good. It's time to once again dive into the Pokemon tier lists, and the natural progression from Kanto is Johto. A little bit of my history with Johto is there's actually not that much to talk about. I had both Heart Gold and Soul Silver growing up, but I never really had much of an interest to play through them all the way. Some of those games just never really stuck with me like it did with a lot of people. And I've never played the Gen 2 games. I have played Heart Gold and Soul Silver a couple times now that I'm older, but yeah, that's about where I'm at with everything. So let's just dive right into it. Let's just get started. Chikorita line. Well, my personal opinion, it probably goes something like this. Bayleaf uh, is one of the better middle stage designs in terms of the full line, at least, compared to the other starter Pokemon. And I like Meganium a lot. It's got the little pink coloring going on here. Oh, I forgot to name the tiers. And I think I had excellent, great, solid, mid, and then bad. So yeah, and then Chikorita is pretty cute. This is a pretty solid and probably a bit underrated starter Pokemon design, in my opinion. So I'm gonna go ahead and put them all across the board in great. I think this is a really strong start. And the second Pokemon, we've reached the controversial opinions. The uh, Typhlosion line probably goes like that for me. Typhlosion does not do anything for me. I'm not even counting the 3D models that came with like Gen 6 and later and stuff, where a lot of people say it looks really bad. I'm talking about even the sprites, and I don't think they look that good either. Quilava is good. Quilava's um, definitely up here more. I think I'll put it right there. Quilava's probably my favorite. But then when it comes to Cyndaquil and Typhlosion, I think they're just solid. I think that's the only real place that I could put them. Personally, I feel like a lot of people overrate them, uh, and they don't. Yeah, this don't really do it for me. Um, for Alligator line, for Alligator is definitely my favorite starter in terms of Johto. I think I'll go ahead and put that right up at excellent, as well as Totodile. Croconaw is the worst stage of all three lines, though. Croconaw is pretty bad. I think I really don't like Croconaw that much. I might scooch him up to mid later, but I doubt it's not gonna move up past that for sure. Furret line. Furret is definitely my favorite part of the line, and it's crazy because this is a Pokemon I never would have looked at. I never would have looked at it more than once. Um, it just never really stood out to me, but then it became a huge meme, and I think now looking closer at it, it looks really adorable and really cool. I'll go ahead and put it at the top of great for now. Maybe hmm, well, yeah, we'll leave it there. And then Centret is pretty alright. We'll leave it in mid. Um, I just don't see any reason to place it higher than that. Hoot Hoot and Knocked Owl. Well, Knocked Owl has a pretty good design. I think I'll go ahead and put Knocked Owl itself in the solid tier, and Hoot Hoot can go more towards the bottom of the same tier. Knocked Owl is pretty cool. I've been wanting to use one for a while. And Hoot Hoot is about what you might expect from like an owl Pokemon, like a first stage owl Pokemon. I think it works pretty decently well. Ledyba and Ledyen. Uh, I mean, they're just fine. Uh, I could maybe put this one in solid, but the fact that it's so bad. And in case any of you didn't catch the last one, uh, battle prowess will have almost no standing for where I rate a Pokemon. Uh, it's just if it's so bad that it's unusable when I want to use it or want to at least think about using it, then that becomes a problem sometimes. Spinarak and Ariados. I definitely like Spinarak more. I think it's one of the cuter Pokemon in the game. I'll go ahead and put it right up top there actually, because it's got the little cute face up top, but it's a cute face on the back. I like the combination of colors here. Ariados, on the other hand, is more of a solid design. It definitely works, but I'm not being fair to Typhlosion. Uh, it definitely works, but it's not really all that special. I've never really particularly wanted to go out of my way to use one. So I think it's a good spot for it. Crobat is an easy excellent. Even someone who's not a fan of Golbat and Zubat, like a lot of people I know aren't, can definitely see the appeal to the Crobat design. The combination of colors work on it, even though it's really only two of them mainly, with the body being purple and the under of the wings being blue. But the yellow eyes work really well, and it's not nearly as ugly of a design as Golbat especially, but even Zubat a bit. Chinchou and Lantern. Lantern is a great design. I'm thinking maybe even excellent. So we'll rate Chinchou first. I think Chinchou is a pretty mediocre design. It's kind of cute. But like if things are just kind of cute, then they'll probably go down here in mid. I sort of did that with the Kanto one. Lantern will go. I'll put it in excellent. I think that's a pretty good spot for it. All these baby Pokemon are kind of whatever. Pichu's like alright. The other two, I don't really care for it. Igglybuff, I'd even go as far as to say is kind of bad. Togepi is alright as well. I think I like it a bit less than like all these. But Togetic is really not good. It just Togepi almost makes what it has going on work decently. Togetic does not. It just doesn't look that good to me. Natu and Xatu are Pokemon that I've had a bit more appreciation of recently. Natu I'd still say is pretty mid, and Xatu is pretty solid. I think something like that works more. Normally it would have been probably down here in mid, but I think I've come around to Xatu a little bit more as well. It just already didn't have that interesting of a design to me, and the fact that I like it a little bit more now doesn't really mean all that much, in my opinion. Yeah. Mareep, Flaffy, and Ampharos, these are obviously all great designs, possibly even verging on excellent. I think Flaffy, I'll definitely say, is excellent for how cute it is. Ampharos should go up there too, probably. Although I think a little bit lower, personally. Usually I don't rate cute Pokemon over cool Pokemon, but Ampharos always just seemed a bit of a weird jump from Flaffy, which Flaffy I will put down here. It stands up and the colors change a bit, and that's about all they do with that. Yeah, even down here, really, I don't really like Flaffy as much, but Ampharos and Mareep are great designs. Blossom, Blossom's like whatever. I don't really even have anything to say about Blossom. It's all right. It doesn't even look like it's part of the same evolution line that it's supposed to be a part of, but it's fine, I suppose. Meryl and Azumarill. I think I like Meryl a bit more because of Mystery Dungeon. I played a pretty small part in Explorers of Time, which was the game that I beat. But even so, that little bit is probably enough to elevate it for me, at least into the solid ish tier. Um, Probably something like that. Then Azumarill can go right behind it, or yeah, right behind it. I'd say pretty solid designs overall. Um, I like the colors. I like their round, more cutish shape. But that's about really all there is to say in that regard. Sudowoodo is pretty interesting. Um, I don't know if I'd ever use one. I heard that's actually a pretty decent rock type to use as far as Gen 2 Johto Pokemon are concerned. So maybe if I ever play through Gen 2 Johto, I'll think about it. But yeah, it looks pretty interesting. I like the concept of being a rock that looks like a tree, and think that for a Pokemon that was trying to pull that off, it works really well. Politoed, right? Politoed, yeah. Politoed works a lot better than Poliwrath for me. Um, I like what it's going for generally more, and probably place it around like up here maybe. Um, I'll put Typhlosion up there. Typhlosion should probably be up there. I think I had it a little bit lower at the beginning. We'll say I did it for content. we'll say I put Typhlosion down there. Oh my gosh, I hate Typhlosion. Yeah, no, it can go right there. Hoppip, Skimploom, and Jumpluff. I don't even really think about these Pokemon a lot aside from Hoppip. These are the most mid Pokemon ever. It is like these are Pokemon that I would forget about them. Uh, and I without like seeing them in a game or anything, they would probably just never come back up to my mind. Uh, so yeah, they're just extremely mid. Apom. Apom is fine, I guess. Becomes Ambipom later, which I like probably a bit more. I, I mean, it's all right. It's a kind of cute purple monkey with a weird pan theme. I don't know personally. Um, Sunkern and Sunflora. It's kind of cute. It's kind of maybe even underratedly cute. I like how happy Sunflora is. Obviously, it's got a big old smile on its face. Just wish it was somewhat better. Yanma. This is a Pokemon, along with Yanmega, that has jumped through my ratings for absolutely no reason. I have not used Yanmega since. I've never used a Yanmega actually. It's just never. There's no reason for Yanma or Yanmega to have increased in my ratings as much as they have. Uh, but yeah, Yanmega is like probably one of my favorite Pokemon now. Spoiler alert for the Sinnoh ranking, but yeah, it's actually really surprising how much these things have raised by doing absolutely nothing. It's like Luigi in that regard, I suppose. Wooper is an instant S tier, excellent tier, and so is Quagsire. Actually, they're both amazing designs in terms of the cute and derpy. I put Wooper there even. Yeah, I mean Wooper is just adorably derpy, and Quagsire is slightly less so, but still way up there. Uh, I wish I would use these guys more. I definitely plan on it in the future. Espeon and Umbreon. I used to like Espeon more than Umbreon. I don't think that's the case now. But I'd put them both in excellent, personally. Um, we'll say something like that. And then that, maybe? I think that looks about right. Yeah, they're both obviously an excellent tier. They're both great um, expansions on the evolutions, and they're both really solid to use in playthroughs. And I like their designs a lot. Uh, Honchkrow. No, not Honchkrow. Murkrow. That's the one. Um, it's a pretty interesting design overall. Still would probably say it's below Pichu, I think. Actually, so is Hoppip, definitely. And Sunkern. Pichu should probably stay at the top of mid. It probably will stay at the top of mid for this entire ranking. Um, yeah, moving on. Slow Bro, or Slow King. Jeez, I'm messing up a lot of Pokemon's names right now. Um, Slow King is probably solid, I'd say. I like it about as much as Slow Bro, maybe a little bit more. Uh, Probably goes around the top of solid, I think. Like the rest of the line, it never really stood out to me that much, or made me want to play with it. But yeah, I think it's fine going around there. Um, Misdreavus. Uh, it's another Pokemon I don't really think of without Mismagius first. But it's pretty solid. I think that's a good spot for it. It does what it does well. And I'm glad it has Mismagius now to make it stronger for people who would like to use it for a playthrough. Unknown. Now, I actually really like Unknown's concept. I think it's really cool. I think even the design aspect of it looks really cool. Um, it just is absolutely awful. It might just be like the worst Pokemon you could use in a playthrough, especially if you don't have a way to figure out what hidden power type it has when you catch it, and you have to like trial and error with it. That's just like horrible. But still, yeah, the design and the concept are good enough for me to even put it in like the great tier. Like that is just like I really like Unknown. There's not even really a reason for it aside from the concept and how the design implements it. I don't know. It's just really cool to me. And yeah, not much else to say. Wobbuffet is definitely up in the great tier, I think. I don't know if I'd be a real big fan of using one. I never have tried. But obviously, Wobbuffet in the anime is great, and the design replicates what it is trying to do well. And I think what it is trying to do in terms of battling is really fun and unique, even if I don't know if I'd personally ever use one. Giraffe Rig. This is a solid design. It's not one that I ever really go back to that much in my head, but it's pretty good. I should probably use one, maybe even for a Giraffe when I get around to playing Legends Arceus, which I have not. I have not really touched because I was shiny hunting a Yanma, and and then I just never really want to go back to shiny hunting, and so I just never progress with the game. I'm guilty of that. Pineco is pretty mid, and then Fortress is cool. I like that as Bug Steel. It's a really pretty underused type. Is it just Fortress and Scizor still that have that? Uh, yeah, I like it. Probably closer to down here realistically, but it's cool. Dunsparce, I love this little guy. He is so derpy and cute, and my buddy really likes him a lot. He's his favorite Gen 2 Pokemon, so I have a little bit more bias there than a lot of people because he's been uh, waiting for Dunsparce's evolution for a while. And spoiler alert, we both really like the Dunsparce. So I'll definitely talk about that later. Um, Gligar is really good. I don't know if I'd put it in great, but it's definitely a solid design. It's kind of cute. Kind of got that gremlin thing going on that it's trying to do. Ground flying was an interesting type back in the day. Uh, I guess it's still an interesting type, but it was a unique type. I think he was the only one who had it back in Gen 2. I can't even really think of anything else that has it. But regardless, Gligar's good. And now that Gliscor's out, it's good that people who like him can use him. That's the case for a lot of Johto Pokemon actually. A lot of them are just super weak until they get their evolutions, but it's good that they can all use them however they'd like. Steelix is pretty cool. Put him up in bottom of great maybe. Probably top of solid. I don't think he's quite up here with all these guys. But yeah, Steelix is pretty good. Glad they improved upon Onyx. I heard that he's also one of the better rock Pokemon. Or is he rock? No, he's steel. Steel ground. Um, I heard that he's also one of the better Pokemon to be using for Gen 2 Johto playthrough. So I'm sure I'll get to play with him eventually. When I decide to do that. I just haven't gotten around to it yet. I've been thinking about doing a full generation thing, as I've mentioned, I think, a couple times on the channel. But, yeah, I'm sure if I do, Steelix will be on one of those Gen 2 teams. Snubbull and Granbull, I've just never really. I don't really like them that much. Snubbull especially just does not do it for me. Granbull can go up towards maybe the top of mid. Uh, I mean, I don't really care for it. It's kind of cool, I guess, but I don't know. The rest of most of the design just doesn't really work for me. Quillfish is meh. I mean, it's never really a Pokemon that stood out to me, and I don't even really have anything to say about it beyond that. It's a blowfish Pokemon, and it or pufferfish, yeah, pufferfish, and it does the design. It does it all right. Yeah. Scizor is an excellent design. The much better Bug Steel type compared to Fortress, and it looks cooler too. So yeah, I think somewhere like there that works well for it. uh, I like the sort of drastic color change they got from Scyther, turning the blades into claws as well. It's just a really cool design, and I wish I could use it more. Well, I can use it more. I just haven't been doing so really. I will definitely make sure to do that in one of my Johto playthroughs on this channel. Shuckle is the Shuckle memes never really did that as much for me as a lot of the other Pokemon memes, like Furret. I just never really, I never really found them as funny. Shuckle's like an alright Pokemon on its own. It's kind of hard carried by the memes, and it's just like whatever normally. Heracross is a really cool Pokemon. I'd put it in an excellent design. Probably like it more than Scizor, honestly. Uh, yeah, I definitely want to use that for a Johto playthrough. Probably not Gen 2, but definitely like Heart Gold, Soul Silver. I would like really just like to use that. Sneasel is probably I think Gligar but better for me. I'd put it as a great design. It's got that gremlin, that dark gremlin look, and I think it does it well. It it's got a good combination of colors. It's got the sort of mischievous face. It's got the claws. This design just has a fair bit going on, and compared to something like Gligar, which I'd compare it to because I'd say they have similar sort of personalities or at least vibes going on. Uh, Sneasel, I just like more. I think it's a more complete design at its base than Gligar before their evolutions. Teddiursa and Ursaring. Teddiursa can go up probably up here as a design. I think somewhere like there. I'm gonna move Cyndaquil up some. There. Yeah. But yeah, Teddiursa is just an alright design, kind of cute. That's really about all there is to say about it. Ursaring is also pretty solid, but I it's just like a bear. It it is just a bear, and I mean it's cool, kinda. Don't get me wrong, but there's just not really that much to the design that ever really did anything for me. Slugma and my cargo. They're pretty good designs. The like the molten magma kind of thing they're doing. Probably like they're solid. Uh, but yeah, they're unfortunately bad. But I like the design aspects they've got going on, and like the colors. I like the shell forming and cracking and with the fire coming out. I think it works really well. Swine up and Piloswine, not Mamoswine. Um, Swine up is pretty cute, I think. I never really understood that it was supposed to be like a pig thing, despite its name being Swine up when I was a kid. But it's probably like there, I think. And Piloswine is even lower for me. It's solid, but nothing really particularly special about it. MS Wine really brings the whole thing together that this line was trying to do. Corsola is just whatever. It's just a bunch of coral. It's alright. Remoraid and Octillery. Pokemon get elevated a little bit just because of the gun and tank designs that they've got going on, but in all actuality, they're not that high for me. Probably something right there. Um, and I don't really understand how a fish is supposed to turn into an octopus. Which, everyone and their mother has said about Pokemon already. Um, but yeah, the designs themselves are pretty alright. Delibird is. It's not good. Mediocre design, terrible battling capabilities. I said that on own is the worst Pokemon in the game, probably, but Delibird might be worse. And yeah, I just never really particularly cared for this Pokemon. Mantine is really good. Um, Probably put it more up here somewhere. Uh, there. I think that works. Yeah, I like Mantine. I think it's pretty cool. The fact that it has Remoraid's under the fins are kind of weird, but on its as its own design, I like the I like the Ray design. Uh, I like Ray as a design model, and Mantine does that pretty well here. Skarmory is a great Pokemon. Probably put it at the top of great, maybe. Eh. Uh, Put it at the bottom of excellent. I feel like we could use a bit more positivity on this list because mid and solid are taking over here for a little bit. Skarmory is a really good design. The metal bird thing, the sheets of paper or sheets of metal rather that make up the wings. It just has a really cool design overall. Houndour is solid. It has a job and it does it. Houndoom, though, is really cool. And it is a crime, an actual crime, that you can't use one in Johto. The fact that it's locked to Kanto when it's a Johto Pokemon, and there are plenty of Kanto Pokemon that are available in Johto, has just never been acceptable to me. Houndoom should be usable before the Elite Four. Yes, I know the post game is its own thing. It's like but it's still the post game. The fact that you can't get this standard Pokemon before then is unacceptable, and is a major problem I have with a lot of Pokemon games that I can make a whole rant about. Basically, way too many Pokemon are given way too late for people to use. Kingdra is also excellent. Definitely below Houndoom, in my opinion. I think somewhere like there works. I don't really know how a seahorse is a dragon, much less their second dragon. They really ran out of ideas, or wanted them to be extremely rare or whatever, and so made to just we got Barney the dragon, and we have a seahorse, and they're supposed to be these cool epic creatures, but that doesn't say anything to Kingdra's design. I think Kingdra's great. It just should not be the second dragon type Pokemon that we got. Should have gotten a few more before they started stretching a little bit. Phanpy's adorable. One of the cuter Pokemon, I'd say. Um, Probably somewhere up there. I think it's really cute. Donphan is cool. Probably like Phanpy's design more, but I can go like right there. I definitely want to use one. I like the tusks. I like the big uh, trunk going down, drooping down. I think it seems like a solid Pokemon to use, and I would certainly like to do so. Porygon 2, I like less than normal Porygon, and spoiler alert, Porygon Z. It's fine. It's just whatever. You can go like right there or something, or probably realistically more like there. Stantler's a bad design. Yeah, I'll move Wigglybuff up. Yeah, Stantler is not good. Uh, it has a really stupid face, and the weird bubble tail thing just does not look right to me. Um, yeah, I mean, yeah. Smeargle I like a lot. I like Sketch. I said in the last video I like it more than Ditto's thing when it comes to impersonating the opponent. I had it way higher up before. Whenever I've made lists, but I think it's fallen down a little bit. Uh, we'll put it somewhere like there. I think I think the concept is really cool, and I think the design does it justice pretty well. Tyrogue is not good. It just looks really awkward. Him on top though, it, it he is pretty good. Um, I like that he's just having fun. He's just breakdancing, doing his thing. A lot of kicking moves, if I recall correctly, were brought into the game because of this thing. So I have to really appreciate it for that. And I like the vast contrast between it and Hitmonlee and Hitmonchan. Smoochum is not good. I already don't like Jinx, and Smoochum should not have existed. Elekid's pretty decent. A little below Pichu. Magby's also pretty decent. We'll move Gramble down some. Down a lot, actually. They can go like there. Miltank is bad, and we'll put it at the top of that. I don't really hate it as much as a lot of people do, especially in JTV. I haven't played Johto enough to really have that much of an opinion on this, but I never really struggled with Johto with Whitney's Miltank, even when I was a kid. I didn't even have like Machop or Heracross or anything like that. I just never really had problems with Miltank. Maybe if I play a standard Nuzlocke, I'll understand it more. But as it is, it's just like it's a bad design in my opinion, especially the one area that everyone's already thinking about. But yeah, it's not. I don't hate it as much as a lot of people because because I didn't struggle with it that much yet. Blissey's a pretty good improvement to Chansey. Still just kind of whatever though. Uh, I'll put it above Flaffy. I think that works. The Legendary Beasts. Entei is probably my favorite just because I saw part of that movie when I was a kid. Um, I don't really have much association with the others though. I think they'll do their job though. I'll go ahead and move them all up to excellent because I think I'd put them all up there, probably in this order. Just don't know exactly where yet. I think Entei can go like there probably. Suicune can go maybe like there. And Raikou is good where he is, I think. I think those are the spots I'd put him in. Yeah, again, Entei is really just because I saw part of that movie. So I just have a better association with him than the other two because they didn't really get anything like that, unfortunately. Larvitar, Pupitar, and Tyranitar. I'm gonna be honest. I still to this day do not even know what Pupitar is supposed to be. But it just sort of takes me out of the line a little bit. I get that he's like in Tyranitar's stomach for some reason, and to a lesser extent Larvitar's. But I just don't really know what it's supposed to be. Is he supposed to be like an egg or like a shell or what? I don't know. But anyway, that has no bearing on Tyranitar, who is a really cool Pokemon. And I think he can go somewhere like there. I have not gotten to use him yet because using Pseudo Legendaries in playthroughs is hard. But I would certainly like to someday. Larvitar is alright. Not that great, but alright. I don't even have him really but Pikachu, or Pichu actually. And Pupitar is also just like further down just because I still don't really know what he's trying to do. Yeah. Lugia is my favorite Johto Pokemon. It's not that much of a contest. You know, Feraligator's cool, Umbreon's cool, Heracross cool, Wooper's cute. But yeah, Lugia has always been my favorite Johto Pokemon, I think. He's just really cool. Like what he's got going on, you know. Another anime thing that I got familiar with very young was his fight with legendary birds, and he did really well against all of them. And I thought that was really cool. If I'm remembering that incorrectly, feel free to let me know. But I just always have a memory in the back of my head of him fighting all three of them. And I think that's the thing. Ho-Oh is also excellent. Johto did his legendaries really well, to be honest. Where would I put Ho-Oh? Probably like there. We'll go there. And then Celebi is also really good. Like I said, Johto did its legendaries good. And Celebi can go a bit lower than the other two birds. Well, Celebi's not a bird, but my brain works in mysterious ways when I say things. I think Celebi can go like there. So yeah, that's my Johto list. I can almost fit it all in this time without zooming out. So we'll just leave it like that at the end of the video. So thank you all so much for watching, and I will actually be streaming a little bit more today, I think. I was going to play a Lord of the Rings game for a little bit, maybe, and figured I might as well stream that. So once I get that set up, I should be good to play that for like half an hour or so. But for now, I'm just going to wrap this one up so I can get that set up. And I'll see y'all soon, hopefully. Peace out.